In 2008, I had a nephew, Seth Cloud, Chief Eagle, Lakota and Dakota boy, that passed away 18 years old from huffing CO2. And I had spent some time because of an attempted suicide in our own ministry, a couple murders of people real close to us. I kind of took some time and I was asking God, what's next for us in ministry? You know, we kind of backed off work projects and things, and I was at a time that I needed to understand, God, what are you doing? What do you want us to do? And at the end of a time of prayer, I felt God said, I want you to go to every tribe in Arizona, gift traditional leaders and elders, and ask their permission to pray about drug abuse, alcoholism, and suicide. And from my perspective, those are curses on the land and on the people. My name is Bill Gooey. I'm a pastor, native pastor here at Canyon Chapel, and we work with tribes from Hopi to Zapotecs in Mexico. And we've been in ministry for 17 years. A Foursquare pastor from Madison, Wisconsin, had told me that his church, he felt like they had become not part of the community, and that his focus was to become part of the community. And so as a ministry, we wanted to become part of the Native community. And there's, I think, 5 tribes within 2 hours of Flagstaff, and there's 22 tribes within a half-a-day drive. And so we've worked to build relationship with many of those tribes. That has led us to not only visit all the tribes in Arizona, but other tribes, Oregon, Nevada, California. And when I did that, there were elders that told me, you need to do this all across the country, to every reservation in the country. And I wasn't ready for that, but 2011, I accepted that. And I started a nationwide tribal prayer journey, which has led us to an event to ride from San Carlos Apache Reservation to Fort Marion, Florida, where the Chiricahua and Mescalero were taken as prisoners and really never allowed to come back to their land. I'm going to try to follow the original route that the train went. You know, it doesn't line up totally, but I want to do that, and we want to, on the way over, I'll pray about the issues that happened at San Carlos at the prison camp there. And part of that is the church was involved with the distribution of goods at Old San Carlos. And the minister that was in charge, in his own words in a book that I had read, written by Brenton Davis, the lieutenant that was over San Carlos, that the guy said, I sold everything of value, and the only thing he gave the people was the rotten, the no good, worthless things. What happened when Geronimo and his people surrendered? They were told they had 4 years in Florida and they would be allowed to come back. But even before they left, the government and the military said they'll never come back. So it was a deception, and there's things like that we're dealing with. So going over, I'll be praying about those things. At Fort Marion, I'll pray asking God's healing, and then on the way back, stopping at Mobile, Alabama, stopping at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and then Mescalero in New Mexico. For the elders who are survivors, their parents and their grandparents were at Old San Carlos. They heard those stories. They've dealt with them their whole life. So we just want to give them a nice gift and have life come from that place of death. And then, unlike Geronimo and his people, I will return to San Carlos on Memorial Day, where we will gather elders, gift them, and bless them. And then we will be taking people to the senior centers on the different reservations of people that were relocated to the prison at Old San Carlos over the next few months after the ride, to honor and gift the elders. And that's what it's really about, is when you go somewhere where the suicide and the murder rate and the drug abuse and alcohol is 5 to 10 times higher than anywhere else in the country. something needs to be done, and I believe that God wouldn't have sent me on this trip if He wasn't going to do something.